Welcome, everyone, to the 24th episode of Education Connection. I am Joanne Bragman, Director of the Bermuda National Library and Archives, and I'm host of today's episode. I am joined today by my passionate team, Mr. Kieran Hall, who's the Youth Collection Librarian, and Ms. Keitha Bassett, who is the Public Services Librarian. Today's episode is all about the Bermuda National Library's Find Your Voice summer reading programs. We welcome you to ask questions in the comments, and you can also submit questions to libraryevents@gov.bm. Now let's hear more about the summer reading programs, and I'm going to start with Kieran. Um, Kieran, can you please tell us all about the Find Your Voice summer reading program at the Youth Library and what inspired the program?
All right, thank you, Miss Franklin. All right, well, every year around the world, different librarians come together to come up with different ideas for what the summer reading programs can be. And so we look around to see which ones best fit our library. And this year we looked and we saw that many libraries were going with the Find Your Voice theme. Find Your Voice, we thought that was really good because it's something that we could really connect with our materials. And it's also something that we thought was very important for kids to discover what their talents are, what their interests are, and to have just to try to highlight these things and build children up so that they can go forward and pursue their interests.
Thank you. I'm sure this is going to be a fun and exciting experience for our young people. What is the process to sign up to participate?
Okay, signing up is really simple. We've got a website this year called bnl.beanstack.org where you just go in. The parents can enter their child's name and then some other simple information such as their age and what school they go to, and that's pretty much it. As well as email addresses so that we can contact you, and then you're good to go. You can start logging how many minutes you're reading. You can start putting in for when you do different activities that we've got at the library so that you can earn points towards getting prizes and then just have fun with that.
Are there any age restrictions?
For ages, no, actually. We've got some different things designed for kids from age 0 all the way up to 18. So it, for the younger kids, of course, parents will have to help out with reading, but we've got different things like STEAM packages and crafts that are geared towards certain ages. For example, 0 to 4 would have one set of STEAM activities, and then 5 up to 11 would have another one, and then 12 to 18 would have their own so that everybody gets a chance to do something that's at their own cognitive level.
That's great. Now, what about those members, those people, young people who are not members of the youth library? How do they sign up?
All right, signing up for the library is very easy and it's free. In order to get signed up, a parent or legal guardian needs to physically come into the library, and then we just ask for a photo ID of the parent. And then if the parent could also provide something like a bill, either a physical bill or just show us a bill on their phone that confirms their address, then we just go ahead, we take that information, ask a few simple questions about the child, enter them into our system. It takes about 5 minutes, and then kids are good to go. They've got a library card, and they can borrow 4 books for up to 3 weeks.
All right, that's perfect. Now that families know how to become library members and sign up for Find Your Voice, um, please tell us what are the different types of reading selections that are available at the youth library?
All right, well, at the youth library for this summer for Find Your Voice, we've actually curated 3 different lists for the 3 different levels I mentioned before: young kids, medium level kids, and teens. So we've selected some books that we think highlight the Find Your Voice kind of theme, where some are about kids who were bullied when they were younger and then they grew up and overcame that. We've got books about kids who are participating in talent shows and then they just need to find what their special talent is. So we collected mixes of both fiction and nonfiction, just so that kids could get an idea of what other kids have gone through and how they can find their own voices. And of course, we children aren't required to simply read the books that we've highlighted for them. They can read anything in the library to get their points towards getting their prizes. So if they're interested in sports or if they're interested in singing, anything like that, science, they can go ahead and find our books in our collection and read those and get their points.
Are there any activities at the youth library that are associated with the summer reading program this year?
Yes. Our activities are actually going to be starting in August, and you can pre-register now. So we've got things like story times on Tuesdays in August. We've got in the afternoons crafts so that kids can come in and do different activities like that. Every time it'll be something slightly different. We've got STEAM programs going on. Normally the library has STEAM once a month, but because we're having this special event, we're having it 3 times on Wednesdays. So you can come in and do different activities. For example, one of them is going to be we're going to be making slime. That's always a really popular one and always a messy one. And so then we're going to have game afternoons. We're going to have a movie day on the Wednesday the 2nd. We've got a scavenger hunt planned. Reader's theater, that's something that's fun where we come up with different ideas based on different stories. We give the little notes to kids and then they read over them, get with a group member, and then they perform on stage like a really fast little mini play. And then we've also got yoga, karaoke. We've got our Lego club. So Lego Thursdays is something that we've been having for about the past year, and so we're going to highlight some different themes for Lego clubs on Thursdays this year to find your voice. We've also got cooking, and I mentioned before story times too. Our Saturday story times are free, but all the other events you just have to pay $5.
All right, thank you. So, I mean, it's a wonderfully diverse variety of programs and books for our young people. Now, can you remind us again? You said there were prizes for participating. What are the prizes?
Yes, we've got lots of prizes. We've got goodie bags for those who complete their reading levels, and so for the different levels, let's see. Yeah, so for preschool levels, 0 to 4, all they have to do is get 300 points. So reading until they've read for 300 minutes, or parents reading to them. So then after that, they get a small goodie bag. And for the older kids, then it's 600 points by the end of by August 19th. So it's pretty easy to do. So in addition to the goodie bags that we've got, they just have like little toys and prizes and book bags. We have um, weekly draws for Bluetooth speakers, Bluetooth microphones, and some umbrellas, other tiny things like that. And and also our grand prize will be 2 Kindle Fires.
All right. Um, Now, thank you, Karen. That was wonderful to hear. And now, can you explain to parents and our listeners what is important? How important is it for our young people to read, especially during the summer? Because we always hear about the summer slide.
Yes, the summer slide. It's very important to keep your mind going. Of course, everyone's been working really hard, during school, and so you should definitely be exercising and getting some fun out at the beach. But keeping your mind going too, very important. So if you read a book, then you're still thinking. You're not gonna like, as I mentioned one time before to someone, that if you leave a car and you don't start it up for 2 months and then you try to start it again, it might not go. And the brain is just like that. So if you're still reading constantly throughout the summer, when it's time to get back into the school atmosphere, you're still ready and raring to go. So don't stop reading during the summer. Have some fun with it.
That's right. Well, thanks, Karen. Is there anything else that you want to highlight about the Youth Library Summer Reading Program and Find Your Voice?
Finding your voice? Well, let's see. The most important thing would be to have fun with everything. So don't feel like this is a chore. Feel like it's something fun. You're going to learn more about how to find something that you're good at and how you can use your talents to make the world a better place. So we look forward to seeing everyone who comes into the library.
That's great. Well, Bermuda, you've heard from Curon. It's time to get our young people reading this summer. And now we're going to discuss the Find Your Voice Summer Reading Program with Ms. Keitha Bassett. Welcome back, Keitha. Panicked there a little bit that you disappeared. Uh,
Me too. I didn't touch anything, but I'm back. I'm here.
Welcome back.
Good.
Um, so, Keitha, can you please tell us about the Find Your Voice Summer Reading Program at the Adult Library? And same kind of question: what inspired it?
Well, what it's inspired us is we're always looking for a challenge for our adult readers, and we find that they like diversity, and so um, Find Your Voice spoke to us. It's an iRead program, but it spoke to us because we're talking about finding your voice and telling your truth. And this program is based on the fact that our voices have power as adults, We use our voices to share stories, express ourselves, and spark change. And finding your voice not only includes the sounds that we make, but the words that we write, the art that we create, the movements we perform, and the actions that we take that impact the world each day. So that was the basis of our whole collection, and we're kind of looking to help people express themselves through exploring media and means which they might not have thought of before.
Okay. So tell us what the adults have to do as part of the summer reading program.
Okay, the adults have, I call it a bingo card because with, it's a card with lots of little marks on it. So what happens is they have to read 5 genres and do 3 activities. So essentially, they have to tick off 5 boxes. I mean, sorry, 8 boxes on their bingo card, and they just put their name on it and submit it to us by August 26th.
Okay. You said about the 5 different genres. What?
Okay,
Give
out
us an
of
idea. What's it?
all right, you pick 5 genres out of 15. So some of the genres are health and wellness, which are the 158.1 nonfiction books. Read a historical fiction, adventure, or romance. Read a biography to learn about a life different than yourself. Read a book in honor of.
Oh no, we've lost Keitha again.
Read a science fiction book or fantasy book. Read a cookbook. We have beach reads. Read a book that speaks to you, that excites you. Read a book about the immigrant experience. So we're trying to lead people to read genres that are outside of their norm.
My apologies, everyone. I don't even think Keitha realizes she's dropping out. Let's give her a minute and see if she comes back. Here she is.
Okay,
Unfortunately, you.
it just goes away. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not technologically advanced, and I don't know what's happening. I have the hands away from the keyboard.
Okay. Well, we got most of what you said about the genre. So now you said they also have to do 3 activities. Tell us
Activities,
about the
and
activities.
they choose out of 10 activities. So amongst the activities is blackout poetry, kindness rocks, attend lunch and learn, attend one of our happy Fridays. The next one is going to be a karaoke dance thing on the 26th of July. So please come out and attend that. We're going to have lots of fun. Um, we also have take your book on an adventure. So take your book on an adventure and take a photograph and then send it back to us at library@gov.bm or tag us on social media. And we have people seem to love to do that. We've got quite a response on that already. Um, let's see. The lunch and learns are Wednesdays. Um, and we have quite a selection. We just had one with the mindfulness chair yoga that we had this Wednesday, and it was well attended, and everyone came away feeling refreshed and energized. The next one is going to be preserving your family history with Carla Engelman from the Bermuda Archives. And then the 19th of July, I'm actually, they talked me into doing a class on stringing beads, so that's going to be fun.
Okay. The final one. Well, first I'll have to say that the one with Carla Engelman, we'll let people know that that one is actually at the archives. So, and then the final one will be Milton Hill, who's going to be talking about African Bermudian maritime history.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And he's
uh,
quite enthusiastic about that.
exactly. I'm looking forward to hearing that one. Now, how do adults join the summer reading challenge?
Well, it's open to all adult members. So to become a member with us is relatively easy. We need a valid
Okay, we got as far as valid, so you can say we need a
valid
valid.
Bermuda ID, yes. And as long as you have that, you can come in and sign up at the library. Or you can, if you're 18 and above, you can sign in online at bnl.bm and sign in for online membership. And we will send you your card to you in the mail.
All right, and well, what I did for those of us, those people who are like me, can you explain what blackout poetry and kindness rocks are?
Okay, blackout poetry is something like collaging words. You take an existing piece, it could be from the newspaper, an old book page, and you choose words that speak to you. Make um, choose your specific words and black out everything else that isn't your specific word, and you make a poetry out of the words that you choose from the existing that are on the existing page.
And
So it's
kindness
easy.
rocks.
Everybody can do it. Everybody
Okay,
can do it.
all right,
Kindness,
go ahead.
kindness, kindness rocks is spreading. It's not a BNL. We're late to the party. Kindness rocks have been around a while in the world. There are rocks with uplifting, kind messages that you can either make for yourself, you can leave one for someone else to pick up, or you can give one to a friend or loved one. So they're there for anyone to use. We have non-toxic acrylic pens, and the rocks are some Bermudian rocks, some pebble rocks, some river rocks. And so just, I mean, even if you're not a member, if you feel the need to just sit and write a kind message to leave for someone, please come in and help yourself. And we've had several tourists in. One came in yesterday and she left us a lovely message. So it's all
All right,
about
terrific.
spreading kindness. Yes.
All right, terrific. Well, thank you, Keitha. As we are coming to the end of this episode of Education Connection, I'm giving each of you an opportunity to share with Bermuda anything they need to know about the Bermuda National Library. Or in your case, Kieran, what do you want to encourage people about the youth library?
Okay, well, once again, I just want to remind everybody about how to get onto the summer reading program to log out your times and your points. Just go to bnl.beanstack.org. But yes, we've got a whole selection of different books for infants all the way up to 18. So we've got everything that you could want. And we also take suggestions from the community too. So if you come to our library and you don't see something that you really wanted, just let us know and we'll look into seeing if we can get that book for you.
All right. Okay. Keitha's, unfortunately, it's not coming back on for her. So I will finish off for adult the adult library and say that we are trying to have, or we do have, something for everyone. And the membership at the adult library or the main library is open to anyone over the age of 14. If they're under 17 and under, you will need to have a parent signature. But otherwise, it's open to everyone. One of the only services in Bermuda that is free for everyone. Again, to have a get membership, you need to have a valid Bermuda ID and a local address, and we can sign you up. As far as the summer reading program is concerned, we really encourage everyone to come and join us and participate in the different activities. The Wednesday lunch and learns, the Happy Friday as karaoke, as Keitha said, will be on February 26th. Sorry, July 26th. I'm getting this year over with. So we'll look forward to having you all come out. Some of the other activities that are also going to be happening during the month of July, which aren't necessarily on the summer reading program list, but we have on Thursdays, we have some additional lunch and learns, two being presented by Curb on the 13th and 20th of July, highlighting the history of cup match. And then one on the 27th of July with Dan Fubler. And that one is also highlighting cup match, but also how cup match relates to the Haitian Revolution. You might have seen in the last two previous cup matches that they've had the Haitian flag flying at cup match. And Glenn is going to explain the history behind that and why they're doing it. So once again, we're free. Visit us. We welcome everyone to come to the library. We'll look forward to greeting you during this summer. So, and we hope that you'll all participate and yes, find your voice during the summer reading programs. Thank you to my team for taking the time to share this information. And Bermuda, be sure to follow us on socials, Facebook and Instagram at Bermuda Library, at YouthLibBDA, or email us at libraryevents@gov.bm. And you can stay connected with us via our website, www.bnl.bm. Once again, thank you very much for joining us and have a great afternoon.
Take care.
Okay.